for tuning into Roll Call.
Well, this is a story all about how Roll Call Pod got turned upside down. So I'd like to take a minute, just be real quick. Let us tell you how we got to season 2 on Will Smith. Hey everyone, welcome to Roll Call, baby. Season 2, Electric Boogaloo. And if you don't know, now you know. This is the show where two childless millennials, me and Bria, gush over movies and follow an actor's journey from their early years throughout their blockbuster hits.
Yes, because let's face it, we're all just still chasing that power trip that you felt when you got to pick out a movie for the weekend.
Hell yes. And on this very special season of Roll Call, we're covering the iconic, multifaceted Willard Carroll Smith II, aka Will Smith. And he is someone that I saw a lot of at Blockbuster back in the day.
I bet so. It's just everywhere all the time. Can't stop.
It was he was a Burger King toy.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bria, and I am most excited for this season to talk about a man, the myth, the legend of Will Smith, and just the impact he has had on movies and pop culture.
Yes, I second that. And I'm Simone, and I'm most excited to just kind of learn more about Will Smith's music career. I definitely, I think it's safe to say I felt like I knew more about Jennifer's music career than her movie stuff, than all of her movies. And then that's swapped with Will Smith. Yeah. So I saw a lot of his movies, but I owned CDs and cassettes, baby, of his bigger singles. So I'm excited to talk about the really, really early days of when he was getting started and guesting with some big rappers and just learning more about that side of it as well.
Yeah, that side is really interesting, actually, especially reading his book. That was my favorite part of that, but it'll be interesting also to get into the Willennium, baby.
Oh my God, yeah, the Willennium, Big Willie style.
I love that CD. So Simone, what was the first thing you remember watching Will Smith in?
So first answer is Fresh Prince. My first experience with Will Smith was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I would either catch it. I would most likely, when I would watch it, it would be after school. It would be on TV. We would usually have it on, in the background doing homework. We would sit down and, watch a couple of episodes from time to time, Leah and I. But the first movie I ever saw of Will Smith, I think, was Independence Day.
Ooh, big one. Banger.
Big one. And what about you? What was the first thing you remember watching with Will Smith?
I want to say Fresh Prince. I'm not sure, but it could also very well be my first probably movie I saw with him might have been Bad Boys. And it has to be one of those two. What 90s kid doesn't know Will Smith from the Fresh Prince? That's the question. What were some of your early impressions of Will Smith as a kid?
So when I heard the name Will Smith, I automatically associated it to an actor with a big personality, an actor that has a very charismatic stage presence, that anything that he was on, he automatically captured the screen's attention. I just felt like he was always a really good focal point. And, especially on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he's the main character in that show. And as much as we love all of the stuff. Yeah, I think that's he in all of the movies that he has starred in, he really does, I think, emulate that persona of main character energy. I think a lot, because he was very like kid friendly, with a lot of stuff. I mean, now, there, some of the movies he was in, PG-13, are, they're a little like borderline, probably maybe a little bit too young watching some of the things, looking back on it now. But he had such a big presence in like Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards, MTV Awards. So I always associated him with like very young with the crowd, and very like on trend. And that I never felt like he was someone who ever fell out of trend, or out of the limelight, or like, he just always is kind of like adapted over the years, I guess.
Yeah, he's very approachable, and I think that that started even when he started rapping because he got called like bubblegum and corny and stuff because, a little bit after he came out, gangster rap took over. And so to make music like he was making was kind of seen as him being like soft or not that like cool because it was cooler to be
Mm-hmm.
a gangsta at that time. But I think that helps his movie career so much because he is approachable and, like you said, kid family friendly. He didn't curse in his raps, so there wasn't this hurdle of
Yeah.
like getting over this like foul mouth rapper becoming an action star or a lead in a comedy or a romantic movie. But yeah, I think my early impressions of Will Smith as a kid would probably be like the cool cousin you always wanted. He probably kind of reminds me a little bit of probably how I would think of like my uncle Rashad because he's way younger than my mom and her siblings. And, he cool, dresses cool, on like probably the cool like kind of like how he is with Ashley, like the cool older cousin that shows you things and is like, oh, check out this CD, or like this is how you do this and this is how you act tough, and like gives you some pointers. And then oddly enough, I believe me and his oldest son Trey Willard Smith the third are the same age, maybe, or at
Oh,
least close in age. So like when just the two of us came out, it's like, wow, I wish my dad was Will Smith, or like, wish my dad was like Will Smith.
mm-hmm.
And that sentiment of like
Right.
those two like personas are just like, wow, seems like a great guy. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
And
go ahead.
especially with like celebrities of that time in the 90s, you would always hear about people slipping up, tripping up, having some kind of scandal. And he's someone, for the most part, I could be wrong, but like never had a moment that I felt was like really scandalous. And so, again, like, I feel like he's served as a really cool role model for a lot of kids, and adults now. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not to say that Will Smith is perfect or that his life is perfect. But he has not had the Tom Cruise jumping on the couch moments or the Britney shaving her head moments or
Yeah.
the MC Hammer going completely broke, even though Will Smith did go broke. But those kind of like, oh my God, where did he spend all his money moments? He bounced back from when he did lose money. But if anything, people just have opinions about his relationship with Jada. And, that's not to say that
Hmm.
they really had any scandals, but at least like not front facing until we found out about it. But what
Right.
what what is your favorite Will Smith song?
So, like I said in earlier Jennifer Lopez series, my mom was a jazzercise instructor growing up in the 90s, and she had on cassettes, the singles for some of her routines. And I know she had a routine to Getting Jiggy with It. She had a routine to Miami. And I don't think they ever had a routine to Wild Wild West, but I love the background song, the background soundtrack to Getting Jiggy with It. It's very like Bee Gees esque, and it's
Yes.
so
That's a sample, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a long time. I was like, oh my God, this hip hop endless learning of sampling. But yeah.
Yes. And the other night, actually not even the other night, yesterday when I was driving home from work, I have this playlist that I made, and that I can kind of continue to add to it, but it's called Pool Party and Good Vibes. And it's just like happy, fun songs, and probably like 80% of it is like Bay Area hyphy stuff, but it's like any songs that just make you go like, fuck yeah. But Miami came on yesterday and I was just like, party on the beach till the break of dawn. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. I love that song. So that's going to be right now, but it might change. What about
Yeah.
you?
This is a hard one. And so, short answer will be probably most black people's number one pick, Summer Anthem, Summertime by Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff, which, if you don't know, Simone, you need to add that to your playlist too, because that is like one of
Okay.
the ultimate pool party summer barbecue songs ever to exist.
I'm doing it as soon as we hang up.
But yeah, that's my short answer. And then I have another answer, like sentimental wise, Chasing Forever is so good, but we will talk about that when we get to Big Willie Style. But Summertime is a classic. It's a classic. Um,
Is that abbreviated for Black Classic?
yes.
Love it. I love
Is there a movie you're excited about or looking forward to talking
it.
about?
Literally everything. I see. I'm long-winded when it comes to movies, I feel like, but very excited to talk about the complexity and ridiculousness that is Wild Wild West. We've to a few of our friends and stuff if anyone's interested in guesting on the pod, and I feel like like I asked Julie and I asked Leah, and they were like, I'd love to talk about Wild West. Like, it's just so, that movie was so bonkers and bananas. So that's going to be fun. I'm, of course, excited to talk about Men in Black, but I'm also really excited to talk about movies when he starts to become like Academy recognized,
Yeah.
and some of the hitting ones. Kevin last night had asked, when you get to I Am Legend, are you going to be okay? I was like, probably not. And I will most likely cry at that episode, but like, we're going to get through it. So I'm really excited for like the funny ones, the ridiculous ones, the cringy ones, and the sad, serious ones. There's like so much range.
Yeah. That's it's hard to really pick. I mean, obviously there's movies I've seen which is fun to talk about, but at the same time, I get nervous because I feel like I go too hard and it's like too much. It's too much sauce. So I'm scared for like movies like Bad Boys, where like I love that movie. I've like the soundtrack, there's so much about it that like, is nostalgic to me. And then Bad Boys 2, and I actually haven't seen Bad Boys for Life, so that'll be fun for me to watch for the first time. And then movies like Enemy of the State, which I remember seeing in theaters, so I'm scared that I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this movie's so like. And then there's actually a ton of Will Smith movies I haven't seen that like I don't know why, but are super popular, well known, but like just haven't caught my radar, or like I haven't caught them on TV at the right time. Same old song and dance for me, but I'm excited to finally watch those and have an opinion on those. So just yeah, it's so. And then on like you said, the movies he was recognized for the Academy Awards and Oscar contention, because I think after our Hustlers Oscar episode, man, we're on the Academy like we are on Jay Leno. So it's gonna be fun to rip them a new one about some of those roles in movies. So yeah, I feel like those will probably be really fun episodes.
Yes, I'm also super stoked. So, again, I know this is our trailer. We're trying to keep it short, but when Bria and I saw the live adaptation of Aladdin together
Oh
in the
yes,
theater, when we
yes.
decided to recreate that when we get to that movie, although it won't be for like many weeks from now, maybe many months. But
like September.
did in Taco Bell and some other embarrassing things, but that's it.
Yes. So thank you so much for sticking with us as we jump off a new diving board down into a new IMDb rabbit hole. And for the J lovers still listening, we salute you, we heart you. We love you. You're perfect, a manifestation of our dreams. And
Man, I could not have said that better myself. Great improv. So follow us on our socials at Roll Call Pod. It's ROLECALLPOD, and that is on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and where you can find all things related to the content for this season with video clips and interviews. And so stay tuned for that. Our Instagram page is going to get a bit of a makeover. So pardon our pixie dust.
oh, I like that.
I'm copying what Disney says. Pardon our pixie dust as we remodel our Instagram page a little bit.
And if you haven't already, wipe off those buttery popcorn fingers. Subscribe to our show anywhere you can find podcasts so you can be in tune for all the hottest Will Smith podcast episodes we are cooking up this season. And on that note, Normalize, hypnotize, we out. I don't know, is that what he says?
Fuck, man. Okay, so I knew that bad boys, what you gonna do? I thought that was like the intro to Cops.
It is, but they like, that's what the movie is named after. And they like sing it in the movie.
Man, I can't win.
I see Ice Cube. Bad. I mean, I like that Bad Boy song better. It's more of a bop than the Cops one. So
it's a bop.
Let it rock.
Okay. Let it rock. All right. Bye, everyone.